She's cheer captain.
And I'm on the bleachers.
Yes. Hey guys. Sorry we missed last week.
We were kind of feeling wicked last week.
So we're also missing next week because it's spring break. So
We're on a schedule here. We decided to pop in because we know so many people have been missing us.
yes, we hated to leave you guys high and dry. So we're back this week. Won't see you next week.
No.
Well, won't see you at all because we don't see you guys. But
No.
Anyway,
We're going on spring break. And I love spring break because what is it a break from?
school. And what's this episode about?
School! This is something I've been talking about doing since week 2.
Yeah. I
And
think
we've-
since the beginning, whenever we were
Yeah.
coming up with our first episode.
We never got around to it, but
No, but we're doing it now.
here we are. We're here and we're at school
Exactly.
right now as we speak.
So we're gonna start chronological order.
Yeah. We're starting at the beginning.
When we were little tykes in elementary
Uh-huh.
school.
What grade what age do you even go to school? 4?
I went 5, so
Oh.
but I have a summer birthday, so I just turned 5 and then went.
Oh. I don't know. I was probably really young.
Yeah,
whenever I
you're
went.
really advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know me.
I get that.
I think I was late, like on my first day. I could be lying,
Oh.
but I have like a weird memory in my head of me walking in and everyone just like looking at me,
Oh.
and it was kind of scary. But
You know what I have a memory of?
what?
So, back in the olden days,
Mm-hmm.
when I was a little kid.
Yeah, back
way,
in the
way long ago.
80s.
Yeah.
Probably early 80s.
Basically. I only had to go to pre-K for half a day. And
oh
I
my
got out.
God.
Yeah.
Huh?
I only went in the morning, so then I could, at lunchtime, we got to leave. It was
Wow.
great.
That's cool.
And then I think a year or two after me, they stopped doing that, and I was like,
Oh.
now the pre-Kers go all day, so That sucks for
I
them.
think I went all day. I mean, I don't remember it. I'm not
Yeah.
sitting here vividly remembering my days in pre-K.
because I remember leaving, and all the other kids that were older were going to the cafeteria because it was lunchtime, but we got to leave.
Mm.
Done for the day.
That's super nice.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite things about elementary school that I wish we did in
Uh-huh.
college is
Yeah.
go on little field trips.
Me too. I love a field trip. But
Mhm.
I was the person who they'd give us the permission slip about a month prior and I wouldn't get it signed till the morning of the field trip.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
My mom was always annoyed with it, but yeah. Or I'd have to call and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't get my, or then I'd forge it sometimes. It just depended on the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love a field trip. What's
I
your
do too.
favorite?
Ooh. My favorite field trip ever was whenever we stayed the night at the Science Museum in Oklahoma
I didn't
City.
get to do that, but
I don't know why we did.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's even a thing now.
Yeah.
But we stayed the night there, and that was so cool.
So random.
And I'm not even a science girl.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a huge fan.
The Omniplex, that's for anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone can
Free
find
range.
anyone can find something to do there.
And I was sleeping in the Omniplex. So
Where'd you guys sleep?
there was some theater. I remember just because they played
Yeah.
Harry Potter that night.
Oh.
I didn't watch it. I was trying to go to sleep. I was like, turn the
Uh-huh.
movie off. I want to go to
Like
sleep.
the dome
Yeah.
theater where it's played on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We went and we watched some documentary about monkeys on the screen.
Oh,
But
love.
we didn't get to stay the night.
Yeah.
But I was just doing all the cool stuff. I was in the tornado machine,
Mm-hmm.
at a tornado simulator.
Yeah.
I was on a bed of nails. I was doing everything there.
Wow.
You could live 50 different lifetimes at the Omniplex.
Yeah.
And you know what's right next to it? The OKC Zoo.
Yeah. I love the zoo.
I love the zoo.
I only went once with school. That's the only time I've ever been to the zoo.
Ever?
Yeah.
Any zoo?
Yeah.
I've been, and one thing about zoos, you got to walk about 15 minutes before you see an animal.
Yeah.
And then you see an elephant, and then they're like, oh, we're going to go see the lions. And then you go, no, maybe not a lion. You go see the tigers. You don't even see a tiger because they're all hiding.
Yeah.
It's a mess. The
I
zoo
don't
is a
blame them.
mess.
If I saw a group of kids coming my way, I'd hide too.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't like
Because
the zoo.
one thing, I'll get into this in a minute, but kids can be unhinged.
Yeah.
My least favorite field trip ever.
Uh-huh.
I have one. So obviously we had like nothing in the town that we grew up in like to do. So we'd go to like the nearest town where there was like a bowling alley. And for some of our field trips, I guess this wasn't even elementary, it was like older, but still field trips.
Yeah.
We would go like ice skating, or not ice skating, but like to the skating rink and then to the movies or something.
Yeah.
And for one field trip, we went bowling and we're going to the movies. But we didn't know what movie we were going to see yet.
Oh, I have a similar story.
And we get there and they're like, 'cause there was a lot of movies that weren't PG basically.
Yeah.
The only one that was Star Wars, and we had to watch that.
Oh, no.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I still am. I'm never getting that 3 hours back.
That's 3 hours.
Probably. I don't think it was that long, but it felt like it.
Yeah, they're probably long.
I tried sleeping during it and I couldn't.
That sucks.
I was mad.
And then they like cut the popcorn bag in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, but then they'd give you those little trays that had popcorn and then like little fruit snacks and then
a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was yum.
I went one time. I think we just went to the movies. I don't think we went somewhere else. People acted like idiots in the movie.
They are barbarians when they leave that school.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then the teacher's like, I'm gonna go and sit by them, but they still don't act better.
Mm-hmm.
But we got told like the whole week prior we were going to watch Moana.
Oh,
we were gonna go watch Moana, and I was mad because I just didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
Because the other option was Sing, and I am a Sing stan.
Yes.
I hadn't watched it, but I was like, I know I'm gonna love it because it's animals singing.
Yeah.
So we get there, and everyone's like getting ready to see Moana, and so before Moana, it starts like the ads start, and there was a Sing ad, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like so mad right now we don't get to see Sing. So the Sing ad went on for about a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We realized then we were watching Sing.
Wow.
And I wanted to get out of my seat and start dancing.
You were living.
Yes, I was so happy. And the people who wanted to watch Moana, gooped.
Yeah.
They were mad.
Chopped.
And hey, that's fine.
Hey.
Because I got to watch Sing. But that wasn't my favorite field trip. I don't think I have a you know, probably my least favorite?
What?
Going to the power plant in our hometown. Did you do
that?
Yes,
yes. Why did we do that?
I don't know. We went to the power plant and just walked around and heard some random, like 40-year-old men from our hometown talking about what they do. And then we got to climb up on top of a piece of machinery. That was the most exciting part of it. But that's probably the worst. The best for me was the one-room schoolhouse.
Oh, yes. I lived.
Me too.
Yeah.
That is like my favorite. It's kind of far away.
Far away land.
Yeah, I don't know where it was, but once I got there, I was like, I was transported.
I was in character.
Did you dress up?
Yep.
Me too.
And I was in there writing with my quill pen, and I was having the time of my life. And
you had to bring lunch because they didn't serve lunch at the one-room schoolhouse.
Fend for yourself.
No. So I brought lunch, and we were told, like, oh, you should, like, bring something kind of in character because they told you to dress in character. So, like, I don't know exactly what I brought. It was probably similar to everyone else, but there were people with, like, little pails, and, like, their stuff was wrapped in, like...
I brought a little pail for mine.
Yeah, and it was, like, all wrapped nice and, like, old school. And then one of my classmates got in trouble by her teacher because he brought a Lunchables uploaded.
Yes. So valid.
I was like, hey, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
The sub, you're catching me eating that sub from the Lunchables uploaded.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at him at all. I was like, hey, he just wants to eat. The rest of us are role playing, but he just wants to get out of here.
Yeah.
He just wanted to take the day off.
Yeah.
Have you ever not went on a field trip and had to like stay at the school?
Yeah.
I haven't. I was never one of those kids.
Um,
Why did it happen to you?
I think I just didn't want to go.
Oh.
One thing about me is I like to stay home. I don't like going places.
Yeah. Hey, that makes sense.
And there was like a couple of times I just really didn't want to go. I think there was like one time we went to like the lake and we're going to go hiking or something. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, there was a couple of times I think going to the lake. I've never went though. So maybe I didn't go either.
I think that was like the one field trip I didn't go on just because I didn't want to. And then I had to skip my senior skip day because if you didn't know, I never missed a day of school.
Me neither. I've never missed a day.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I missed probably one day a week at least.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It was really embarrassing last week because Jay and I are in a class together, and one of my teachers asked me, because Jay wasn't in class yet, and he said, "Oh, do you have any plans for this week?" And I was like, "Oh, I think Jay's going to come over tonight and watch RuPaul's Drag Race." And then Jay didn't show up to class.
And I was probably like, I'm like sick.
Yeah. And then he came over and watched RuPaul's Drag Race later, so it was fine.
Hey, sometimes people are calling off class. They're going to a conference, or I just don't go. Like it's just all of those factors put together.
Yeah.
One time, this is like the last thing. Well, there's a bunch about elementary school. I'll mention one more thing before we move on to the next topic. This was kind of like a field trip in itself was getting off school for weather. Like, that's always amazing. Iced roads. You were catching me outside throwing water on the road.
Yeah.
Not really, but that's what I wanted to do to make sure I didn't have to go. But one day, the weather was terrible. Like, not ice. I'm talking the sky was green. There were clouds, lightning, rain, wind, like everything. It was warm. And then there was a tornado, like a tornado watch, but like they were pretty confident there was going to be a tornado.
Oh.
So you were probably there, maybe still in elementary school. You might have not been, but we like got everyone's families was coming to pick them up. And I'm not kidding when I tell you, every single person left that school but me. Oh, no, I guess you wouldn't have been there because my brother wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
Every single person left that school but me and the peoples whose parents worked at the school. So I was sitting in a classroom with my friend whose mom is a teacher, and we were just sitting there watching movies for the whole day because my mom didn't pick me up.
Stop.
I was like, there's a tornado like a mile from the school, and I'm sitting in here. There was not even a tornado, but everyone thought there was going to be one. So I was just sitting there. It was crazy. I was scared, but then I just turned on some movies.
You were fine.
Sat there for the whole day, and then went home.
Yeah. So the other thing that I mentioned earlier about unhinged kids in school, barbarians, as you may say. One little like example. So my dad used to work in like law enforcement. And I like looking back, it's hilarious because kids would like come up to me and they'd say, "Oh, your dad arrested my dad." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
Oh my God.
Or they'd be like, "Oh, your dad pulled my mom over this morning." I'm like, "Okay."
That is funny.
And I'm like, "What did you want me to do about that?"
Yeah, what did you... Like,
you want me to go to the jailhouse and get them out? I don't know.
Were they mad?
I don't know. It was just kind of like,
hey, guess what happened?
Yeah.
You know?
I think they were kind of like, "Why did your dad arrest my dad?"
You were guilty by...
association. Yeah. And I was like, "Don't hate me."
Yeah, you're not the one who pulled them over.
I didn't pull out the handcuffs and take them to jail. But yeah, that was like that's one of my core memories and it's not just like one kid. It like happened a lot. Because people would be like, "Oh, your dad arrested my uncle or something." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
That is crazy that they could make the connection.
Yeah.
From like one person
They
to
saw
another.
my last name and they're like,
"Yep,
you arrested my dad."
Exactly.
I was like, Okay.
My favorite type of kids were the ones who had to get drugged down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. I loved you'd be walking in a single file line with your class, bubbles in mouth, and there was a child being like grabbed by all four limbs, being drugged down the hallway, and they're screaming.
It was like we were in Matilda.
Yeah, it got rough in that school.
Yeah.
There was kids screaming, crying at all times of the day.
And you'd be in the middle of class and you'd hear someone like 3 halls down say, "Shut up!" And you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I used to live for that.
Me too.
I learned from an early age that I am in with the drama. I love drama. I love gossip. I love all of it.
You know where you were going to catch me on the playground? If I saw a group of more than 5 people standing, I was running right over there and I was like, hey guys, like what's going on? Like that was me.
I'm like, who did that?
Yeah.
Who said that? That's me still now.
Or like I'd go and walk with the kids who had to walk the fence and say, hey, like what did you do?
Yeah.
I would do that. Or I'd go and ask and then I'd get in trouble.
Yeah. Or I'd see a kid like crying. So I'm like, why are they crying?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
But trust, if I saw a group of kids walking and maybe their arm is around someone and she's crying, I am bolting across that yard and I'm going to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to know.
I'm still like that. If I come across someone crying on campus tomorrow,
I'm going to go up to him.
I'm going to say, hey, what happened? Not in a comforting way. I'm curious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I used to love that too. The screaming kids, the crying kids.
I got drugged down the hallway once.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't quite as dramatic as some were. I'll tell you that much. But I got in trouble at the library and my classroom was awfully far. So I am someone who cries at the least bit of anything.
Mm-hmm.
If I get mad, I cry. Sad, cry. Like I cry a lot.
Me too.
So I got upset at what happened. Bawling, couldn't walk, couldn't see. I was just like a shell of a person, just tears a flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I got drugged down the hallway back to the first and second grade hallway.
Yeah.
So I was being drugged for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I got drugged right into class and they said what I did. I didn't even do anything bad. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, though.
Oh, my God. You're probably like, I threw, like, a book at the library, and that's it.
No, I tried to hide a book.
Oh.
Now, I'm not going to get into why, because it's a long story on why I did, but just know I had a good reason.
You used to get in trouble for such stupid things in elementary school.
Yeah. I just got mad thinking about this. Gosh, I'm going to talk about elementary school a lot. I don't care. I can be here all day if I want to.
Yeah.
J. Orozco.
Mm-hmm.
So my name's like middle of the alphabet for like alphabetical order. Mm-hmm. So whenever you sat at lunch, for the most part, you had to sit in alphabetical order. So I was always jealous of the kids who had like Z last names or something because they couldn't fit on the side of the table. So they got to go and sit across from me wherever they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a friend who would sit across from me here and there. And she came and she sat across from me. And I had lettuce on my plate and I was not eating that. I'll tell you that right now. I was not going to eat that lettuce. So she said, can I have your lettuce? And I said, sure. So she's across from me. I tossed the lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
I don't rear it back behind my head and
throw it
at her.
Yeah.
I tossed the lettuce onto her plate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a child. I'm in like 4th grade. I did not throw it. Next thing I know, I hear screaming. And they're like, Jay! And I'm like, oh my God, like what did someone die? Like what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Teacher walks over there, grabs me and says, why are you throwing food? And I'm like, I'm not. And then she's like, oh, did he throw food? And she's like, no. And then she's like, well, you're going to go and you got to sit out. And I was like,
of lunch?
They brought me to the wall and made me eat my lunch by the wall. But of course, me being petty, I went on a hunger strike and I said, I'm not going to eat it. I'm not hungry. Like I'm just not hungry anymore.
That's hilarious.
So I had to sit against the wall while everyone ate.
I love that.
One more story about lunch.
Oh, I have a story.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. This happened in like kindergarten, and I don't know how I remember this, but it was memorable. Also, if this is illegal, I'm sorry. I don't think it is. I think it's just kind of...
You were there like 25 years ago.
Yeah, the time's passed. 25 years ago? Maybe like 15. Oh, gosh, that's still a lot. Okay, anyway. So after lunch, we would have ice cream. They had a little like soft-serve ice cream machine, and you'd go up, and the economy has gone in the toilet because it used to. I think it ended up costing $1 for ice cream. When I was in kindergarten, it cost 25 cents. Back in my day,
yeah,
1/4 was all it cost. Mm-hmm. And I remember there were a couple times that my friends didn't have quarters, and in our classroom we had this little toy cash register. They would steal fake quarters out of that and use it to buy their ice cream. And they got away with it.
Oh, my gosh.
And they got away with it.
Hey, I'm on their side because you know what I'd do?
What?
I'd get a nickel, and I'd hide it in my palm. And whenever they held out the styrofoam cup, I would toss it in there and be, thank you, and go before they realize it's a nickel.
Yeah.
Because nickels, quarters, very similar. So I'm with them, but I at least gave 5 cents. They gave nothing.
They gave like Monopoly quarters.
I love how you said if this is illegal, like they were like shoplifting.
Well, they were just soft serve ice cream.
Yeah.
They've made that profit back though. Now that it costs.
It's probably like $5.
That's what I'm thinking. That's insane.
Yeah. Okay. My last story about the lunchroom. I never checked what was on the menu.
I religiously checked.
I never did. If I was at like Rise and Shine and they said I might pay attention, but I wasn't checking the menu every day. So it was one of those days I didn't tell my mom to bring me lunch or anything, and I show up, and let's just say I walk in, and the smell of cowboy beans hits me right in the face like a brick wall.
Yeah.
And I am livid. Like, I look over and I see, like, the kindergartners eating their cowboy beans, and I'm like, ooh, I'm mad. Ooh, I'm mad. Ooh, I'm mad because I'm hungry.
I loved those.
No, not me. I'm so hungry. So I get the cowboy beans. Mm-hmm. And me being the dramatic person I am, I go to dump my whole plate in the trash can, and I throw up in the trash can. And the teacher comes up to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, the smell. Like, I just, I'm like, I can't do it. Like, the smell is, like, too much for me. And she's like, okay, like, you can go and sit in the classroom. Just wait for us to, like, get back. Like, it's no big deal. My master plan. I went to the classroom, and I don't know why I had a phone in 4th grade.
Love.
But I think I maybe got, this could have been in middle school, but I don't think it was. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I get that phone, and I call my mom, and I'm laying on the floor crying in the classroom by myself in the dark classroom. And I'm like, Mom, like, I don't have anything to eat. And, like, I'm so hungry. Like, I need someone to bring me lunch. Calls up my aunt. Aunt brings me lunch.
Aww.
And I am happy as or it might have been my grandma. I don't know. Happy as can be.
Happy as a clam.
So all I had to do was throw up and act like I was dying.
Kids were throwing up left and right in elementary school. It was insane.
Grab the sawdust.
Yes.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That just grossed me out.
I'll like randomly like smell that, and I can't.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I get flashbacks to elementary school.
We need to move on from elementary.
Yeah, let's go to middle school.
Not much better for me.
No, I hated middle school.
This is where things got
This
rough.
is middle school / junior high, I guess. But
once again, hate.
Yeah.
That describes junior high for me. Junior high and like freshman year have to be the worst years of my entire life.
That sends a shiver up my spine.
Yes.
I hate that.
I got goosebumps.
There was so much drama. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, but
That
it was
age.
Yeah. Like your friends, you could like talk to somebody that sits next to you in class and your friend would text you and be like, why do you hate me? Or
Trust
I was probably
me.
doing it too though, so hey.
I had rough drama going on at all times. My friends hated me. I hated them, but then we were like friends, but then we weren't because someone said something rough.
Yeah. Also, I have this written down. I'm not going to talk about middle school for long. I don't want to. For my well-being.
I'm trying to think of like one story, but I can barely narrow it down to one. Oh, I got one.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to talk about like the trends and stuff from middle school.
Oh.
About like, this person gave me a to be honest on Instagram and it was mean. That's what the drama would be.
I didn't partake.
Really?
I didn't do TBH. I didn't do anonymous messages. I didn't do any. I did make a. I did cyberbully someone, but like that. But like I'm past that. Like I don't do that anymore. So that was my lowest point, I think.
Okay, I get it.
And it was like I'm not gonna get into it.
Okay.
But she deserved it. I'll say it right now. She deserved it. She said some awful things.
Perfect. That's all I need to know.
So she deserved me posting pictures of her.
Okay. Yes.
God, that's bad. I don't care.
That's fine.
That was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
For me, so
you've changed. You've grown.
I've changed a lot.
Yeah. I'm in like constant need of validation. Like still,
Oh
I've
my
always
gosh.
been.
Uh-huh.
And so anytime someone posted like for to be honest, I was liking it. I was like, I need you to be nice to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Never done a lick of that. Like I've never done any of it. I've never posted one.
Mm-hmm.
I've never asked for one. Like, and have you ever, this is the real test. Have you ever made an add me on Snap of like you with like and you send it to people and they post it?
Oh no.
I haven't done that either.
No, like shout out for shout out or whatever.
Like it was a mirror selfie and then it said like at Kyra Huckabee.
Yeah.
And it's like only add me if you're like 13 and up, like that type of thing. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I haven't made one.
Also, I still have people that I went to school with that post the anonymous things on Snapchat. The YOLOs, the whatever.
Yeah, or like send your name and like
and they crack me up because someone will say, how old are you? And they'll be like, why do you care? I'm like, you're the one that told them to ask you questions.
Yeah, that's funny.
Or they're like, what's your favorite color? And they're like, blue, why? Gosh.
My favorites. Because that's just an invitation. Okay, it's exactly what you think it is. It's an invitation for someone who doesn't want to ask something to your face to say it then. My favorite types of, and this was a lot of, I guess, girls at our school who would post like, send me a message, and then they'd post it, and the message is like, you trying to hook up or whatever, and then they'd say, no, slide up.
Yes. Because I'm like,
yeah, they're like, no, like, that's freaking gross. Like, why are you asking, like, unadd me, get off my Snap, slide up. It's so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
I'm like, you are asking for it.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. And I also had a friend who like posted that one time and then someone said something mean and then she was like wanting to do a whole investigation to find out who it was. I'm like, maybe don't post that.
Don't ask for anonymous messages if you're not willing to see anything.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the invitation for the craziest messages to come your way. I've never sent one. I've never even sent one.
I have. I've given into it. But I've like sent kind of messy things or been like,
oh my gosh, Kyra.
not like super messy.
Yeah.
But if it's one of the, characters in my life that I am obsessed with,
Yeah.
One of our characters or something, I'll slide up and I'll be like, hey girl, what's up?
Like,
or something.
are you still friends with her?
Yes,
like, stuff like
I do that. I'm like, what happened to you and your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, I may have done that because saying, are you friends with her? I feel like I've asked that question a couple of times.
I like slide up and I'm like, what do you think about Kyra Huckleberry?
Ooh.
Just like asking for a friend. That's not me. But
I used to have a friend, not going to call her out, who would slide up on her own and ask herself questions.
Yeah.
Now that is a low. That is a low.
Or not even asking questions, just being like, you're so pretty to yourself.
And then it's like a half picture of their face. Thank you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay, I'm trying to just have a story from every single era.
Mm-hmm.
So, middle school era, I'll just give a quick little story, just so you can know what type of child I was, I guess. I was I was off the chain during this era. Well, not really middle school, but in junior high, God, I would not want to deal with me. I was like, I wasn't putting up with nothing in junior high. You were not. Ooh, I was rough. But in middle school, my older cousin told me one of the teachers that I was about to get, she hated her. Like, they hated each other. And she said one time she didn't turn in a paper. And so her teacher went out into the hallway and took everything from her locker.
Oh, my God.
And, slammed on the desk and was like, find it. Like that type of. Yeah, and so she told me that horror story. And my cousin's locker was a mess, I guess, so it was like a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Mine was too. Mine was just as bad. So I was like, oh, God, I hope this doesn't happen to me. It's about halfway through the year or something, and I'm in this woman's class. And she's like, oh, Jay, I didn't get your paper. And I was like, oh my God, like I actually did it. Like I wasn't saying, I did it a lot. I did this a lot saying, oh my God, like it's in my bag or I can't find it now. And I knew I didn't do it.
Yeah.
This time I knew I did it.
Yeah.
Like I knew that I did it.
You weren't playing around.
No. So I was flipping through and I had a messy bag too. Couldn't find it. And I was like, oh my God. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
So she starts walking toward me and I'm like, oh my God, no. She grabs my backpack.
Oh no.
And grabs it by the bottom and starts dumping it out. And I'm not kidding. Like it was like the Matrix. Like I got a slow-mo. I saw the paper, grabbed it out of the air, put it on the desk, grabbed the backpack from her hands before anything fell out and yanked it out. And I said, paper's right there.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay, like, thank you. But you could tell she was mad because she didn't get to embarrass me because
she was humbled.
Ate her up.
Period.
So, yeah.
That's great.
But I was a pretty good child.
Yeah, me too.
That's the first time I got detention. It was middle school. I only got detention one time.
Okay.
But when I did, it was in middle school.
They'd give you lunch detention for anything.
I was drawn on the desk, and she said, Jay. And I said, what? And she said, I said your name, and then I got detention. Because I was like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what? Guys, like, I didn't hear anything. I was just me trying to erase it off the desk. So...
Love.
Yeah, that was my middle school experience. Junior high, I have PTSD. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
Too many rough things went on then.
I'm going to move on to high school.
Yeah.
That's a little more. That's when we met.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean, we knew who each other were.
Yeah.
But we never actually interacted, I guess.
I remember seeing you before we were friends, walking around with your Jeffree Star palette.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to be friends with that guy. And now look at us.
That was the era where my friends were like, oh, we should all do makeup. And I was like, here, I'll just waste my money on it so we can do it.
Yes.
And I didn't even really want to. But hey, I tried.
I I was a Jeffree Star stan.
I
So
had
when
the-
I saw
yeah.
you with that eyeshadow palette, I was like,
I
I'm
had
gonna
the
be friends with that
jacket,
guy.
I had the jacket. I had like everything you
yeah.
needed.
And now look at us.
Yeah. What was like our first class was me sophomore, maybe?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
freshman.
I think
'Cause-
sophomore, because I
'cause
was a
we-
senior.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had speech.
Yeah.
But we were in a play together before then. 'Cause
Yeah.
I got specially invited by the teacher to join the competitive speech play.
Yes.
And I had like a pretty good major part.
And
so-
we had the first scene of the play together.
Oh, I was talking about the one before that.
Oh,
you
yeah,
had-
yeah. I
where
was
you
a
had
junior
that-
then. You were right.
You had the accent.
Yes. Yes. The Swedish accent.
Yeah. So me and Kyra are pretty much friends because we're both actors.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's an actress.
Showbiz brought us together.
Yeah, exactly. If I would have never no, I didn't even audition.
No, you got asked.
Yeah. If I would have never got asked to be in that play, we wouldn't be here right now.
That's
But-
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we were in the first scene of a play together, and I was the lead.
Yes.
And I forgot about 25% of the lines.
Yeah.
But
Hey, it's fine.
I
It
ha-
started off strong. That's all that mattered. Because
it
that's what I
did,
was in.
It did. I had like 300, and
Yeah.
everyone else had like 30, and it was rough. It was
Yeah.
rough.
It was really
Mhm.
bad. Oh, and also back to the intro. I was a cheerleader in high school, and Jay was in the
Cheer
band.
captain.
Cheer captain.
She was the cheer
Put
captain.
respect on my name.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was on the bleachers.
Yeah.
So it all works out. I'd be up there, and then I'd hear last time, and I'd be like, "That's Kyra. That's Kyra down
That's
there."
my future friend there.
Yup. And you were always like the favorite cheerleader of
Aw,
all of us. We were like, "She's eating," just
Stop.
because you said last time.
Oh, love.
We were like, "We love when she says that."
I used to I had a big head in high school because people would come up to me and they're like, "You're my favorite cheerleader," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, guys, stop!"
You're really good.
Thank
you.
you.
You kept him in check from what I could see.
I did. I did. I have a story. This is totally unrelated, but it's freshman year, so I'll tell it.
Go
It's one of my
ahead.
favorite stories to tell ever.
Mhm.
So, whoa, my freshman science class.
Don't eat the microphone.
So, my freshman science class, I guess there were a lot of upperclassmen that hadn't taken that class or, failed it or something.
Yeah.
So I was a freshman with other freshmen, and there was also sophomores, juniors, seniors. We had the whole scale of everyone.
Mixing pot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first ever class that I had really older people with me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one girl that was a senior about to graduate. She's still she was holding on for dear life with this freshman
Yeah.
biology class. And she was like,
I feel like I know what this is leading
Yeah.
to.
she was always getting mad about something. She was one of my favorite people just because of how entertaining she was. She'd
Yeah.
come in, she'd have chicken on a biscuit, a full meal. She always had something
Yes,
food and stuff like
I
that.
love that
Yeah.
type of girl.
And one day, this was towards the beginning of the year too, because I was this is rough.
She's the type of person probably to walk in with a canned pop from her house
Yeah.
and chips from her house,
Yeah.
her family's. I
Yes.
loved those type of girls.
Yeah.
They were the most entertaining people.
Well, one day, the bell's about to ring. We're putting our stuff up, and she sat right in front of me. And she pulls out this jar and waits. And I was like, "Is that pickles?" And she was like, "Huh, no." And she was like, "It's pickled okra." And then why did she have pickled okra at school at 9 a.m? That's beyond me.
Oh, I love how happy she was to say it. No,
That's pickled okra.
I love that.
So anytime this girl's long gone, I don't even know her anymore.
Yeah.
But anytime I like in the store and I see pickled okra, I can't help.
Yeah.
Even chicken on a biscuit, I think of her. Because that's the first time I ever tried it. She lent me some, and I was like, thank you. And I was like, this is good. She's like, yeah.
That's sweet.
I think the chicken and the biscuit was from her house.
And then her family probably made some pickled okra.
Yeah, it was probably
like
handmade. I don't know. Like pickled themselves. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah.
That, like, just food in class in general is always a story within itself, because I loved arriving to school at 8 a.m. and someone would say, "Can I go to the vending machine?" And the teacher would be like, "Sure, just like don't take long." 8 in the morning. And we're walking in here, 2 root beers, a package of Oreos,
Hot Cheetos. Yes.
Pop-Tart. Like, they got it all.
People spent like, I'm not joking, they had to spend like $20 at the vending machine. It was insane.
Yes. And then you had to go get change. It's like it's a whole situation.
Yeah.
And they'd finish it all in the first hour of school. Yeah, but I won't lie, I did get a couple Dr. Peppers here and there at 8 in the morning. I needed something to keep me at school.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it was.
I was a big fan of the vending machine, but not in that way. I didn't.
Pickled okra.
Can't get that from the vending machine, but.
No, you got to bring that from home.
Yeah, and she did. So that is my favorite story ever to tell. Well, not my favorite ever, but it's a good one.
I don't know of like anything that happened to me in high school. A lot of the times I was just like getting upset. That's me though. I was that type of person.
I get it.
Where I would like cry in the hallway. Not a lot. I'm making it seem like it happened a lot. It happened like maybe 3 or 4 times, but still more than it should have. What happened to me in high school? Nothing.
No stories to tell.
No, it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
just the basic stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
One time, was while we were doing a play, and like, it was whenever we did the play for the school. So it was probably my sophomore year.
Yeah.
So we got out in like the middle of the day, the people who were in the play, to go and like get ready, and then we would perform it for the school because they'd all get let out. And so I'm over at the high school, and then the class I had was in junior high, and our speech teacher said, "Go to your 4th hour teacher and tell him you're not going to be there, and then come back."
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay. So I ran over to my to the junior high, because in the high school, and I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be here." And he was like, "Do you have your worksheet that you're supposed to turn in?" And I was like, "I left my backpack at the high school." And he was like, "Well, you're supposed to turn it in." And I was like, "Oh,
oh no."
Well, and he already didn't like me, so I was like, "Well, I don't have it." So it's over there. Like, I was like, I can go get it and bring it back. And he's like, "Well, you're supposed to have it at the beginning of class." And he was like, "Well, you're going to have to do push-ups." And I looked behind me, looked to the side, looked at him, and I said, "No, I'm not." I said, "I'm not doing push-ups." And he said, "Well, I'm telling you to. So you are." And I said, "No, I'm not going." I think I was the classic, "Oh, this isn't gym class." Like, I was that type of person. And he was like, "Well, is anyone gonna do their push-ups for Jay?" And I looked at everyone. It's like, who's gonna do it?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not going to. My friend at the time, she raised her hand and she said, "I will."
Aww.
And he was like, "Are you serious?" And she was like, "Yes." And she got in front of the class, got down on her hands and knees, and did 10 push-ups. And I stood there, arms crossed, looking at her, and I said, yup, as she should.
Queen.
And then I gave her a high five, and I said, "Thank you."
Love.
And he was like, "Okay, you can go. You better thank her." And I was like, exactly. Walked right out of that class.
Yeah. That's insane.
Telling people to do push-ups.
I remember also in high school, one of my classes, I dropped out of it the first day.
Oh my God.
Because I went to class and it was some like, I think it was like, I don't know what it's called, but like a life skills class or something.
Oh.
And it was taught by the agriculture department one.
God.
And I went the first day and our teacher was like, hey, you guys, like, this is what I expect from you, whatever, like going over the syllabus and stuff.
Yeah.
Told us we were going to have to work the agriculture concession stand at the football games. And I'm like, I'm head cheerleader at this time. I don't have time to do that. And then, here's the kicker. Told us we were going to have to sell blue and gold sausage. And I said, get me out of here. And then I did the class online, so it worked out. But I draw the line at blue and gold sausage. I'm not doing that.
Stop. They said, Kyra, here's a box of sausage. And you said, You walked right out of there.
I went home and I told my mom. I was like, I'm not doing this.
I wouldn't either.
Because then we were going to work the concession stand because obviously there were like football players. Like I think there were other cheerleaders in there too. And we were like, well, we can't work the concession stand. Yeah. She was like, well, you don't have to cheer at the junior high game. I'm not going to the junior high game. I'm sure not going to work a concession stand there. For a grade.
Yeah. I didn't have to do it for a grade, but in band, they'd have a sign-up sheet, and I'd work the concession stand because I got to work with like my friend, so it was like kind of fun. It's like we were running a business, so I'd do that. But I would for a grade. That's kind of I think
it was insane.
In band, which is different. That's like an elective. It's not like a class.
Yeah.
But in band, you had to do it like one time, I think, and you were good.
Because it was like a required class that I needed, and I was like, well, I'm not.
And selling sausage, and it's for ag. You're not even in ag.
No, the money was going towards the agriculture. So I was like, it's not even like I'm not making money for anything I'm even in.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I did end up going back because then like the next day, because I threw a fit. I was like, I'm not doing this. And then she was like, okay, guys, like I retract what I said. You guys don't have to do this. And I was like, I'm still leaving. And I left. So.
As you should.
I draw the line. No blue and gold sausage for me.
Oh my gosh. One last thing before we get into our little, is that all that you have on your little?
I just have like miscellaneous things too that we can talk about after.
Because as you know, Kyra graduated before me.
Yeah.
Like 2 years. It's not that much, I guess. But
you act like it's 50.
Yeah, she graduated before me. And let's just say she should be happy she did. Because the time I walked into my senior year, things hit the fan.
Yeah.
We had a new principal, new rules, no phones. No phones in school.
I would have died.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. I had to go through hell to get through my senior year. It was something else, but as you can see, I survived.
Good.
And I have made it to college. So I'm surprised that year didn't make me never want to go back to any type of schooling again because it was rough.
Yeah.
There were fun parts here and there. Because I kind of got like the stereotype finally of like, oh God, I hate the principal. You know, I actually didn't hate them. Yeah. But like it was like a trend to hate them.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I was on Facebook. I saw.
I was like, God, they're so intolerable. Like I can't stand them. But then I felt like I was in a movie.
Yeah.
Because it was like no phones. Like you hate the principal. Like it was a big mess.
Like you're a radio rebel.
Yes, exactly. Like I felt
manifested to this.
Because now we're on the radio.
Yeah. I only have one more thing, actually,
okay.
If you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. I want to talk about the worst types of students because it applies now in college too, and I just have to get this off my chest. I can't stand, this is like so elementary school.
Yeah.
But I can't stand if a teacher's like, oh, is anyone doing anything for spring break? And someone's like, oh, my sister's going to South Padre or something. Nobody cares what your sister's doing.
Yeah.
I barely even care what you're doing.
Exactly. I don't even want to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And literally that comes into play in college.
Yeah.
It was my first day of college, and I went to my math class, and he said, "Hey, did anyone here go out of?" Because he was from like India, so he was like, "Has anyone left the country this summer and went on vacation?" So he got to me, and I was like, "Oh, I went to Germany," and he was like, "Oh, where?" And I was like, "Blah blah blah," and he was like, "Oh, cool." Moved on to the person next to me, and that person was like, "I went here, here, here." Like, it, just people were just
traveling across
the country.
Yeah.
It gets to this kid who had already proved that he was quite annoying. And the teacher's like, "Did you go anywhere?" And he's like, "No, but like my sister went to Asia this summer." And he looked right at him and said, "Did I ask where your sister went this summer, or did I ask where you went this summer?" The kid was...
That's so me.
Once again, just like, "Oh,
yeah.
Okay."
I'd be such a bad teacher, professor, anything.
Me too. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Obviously, in our pet peeves episode, I talked about the dumb questions. I can't handle it.
So, like, when is the paper due? And, like, they're talking before they even get to when it's due.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. Crazy.
Or, "Hey, guys, we're having a quiz. It's open book. Can we use our book on that?" Shut up.
Yeah.
Gosh, I hate that. Dumb questions. But the first example of, like, saying, "Oh, my sister did this," or something.
Yeah.
It's so, like, elementary school when the teacher would be like, "Oh, who here likes orange juice?" And a kid's like, "My uncle hates orange juice." And it's so random. I'm just like...
Yeah. And another type of student I hate. Oh, whenever the teacher would be like, "Okay, let's let other people answer."
Yeah.
You should never say that much to begin with for the teacher to have to tell you not to answer.
Yeah.
Oh, and I hated, they were like, "You've answered enough. You need to let some other people do it." And then they'd like sit there like, "Oh my God, like I'm just so smart." I'm like, "Hey, maybe I know all the answers. I'm not just shouting from the back of the room."
Yeah.
God. Makes me mad. Because there are so many people who I think I was just as smart as them in school, but I wasn't spitting, spouting, yelling, screaming the answers every single time something came up. So then I feel like I got the reputation like I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
I did. I just wasn't that type of person.
I get it.
I hate those type of people.
Ooh, and I also cannot stand when people, if you answer a question in class or something, and then people are like, literally give the same answer as you, but they're trying to like reiterate what you just said. I'm like, I spoke for all of us. Leave me alone. Or if someone tries to like correct you on something.
Ooh.
Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
I was in one of my classes and we were talking about like streaming services. And one of my professors, don't get me started. One of my professors was like, "Oh, does anyone know how much Prime Video costs?" And I'm an Amazon girl. Okay. I've had a subscription for a couple years now. And which now I have like the student discount, but I used to pay the full $14.99. Okay, I know. It got taken out every month. I know. And I was like, "Oh, a Prime subscription is $14.99." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Because I was like, "That's just the general one, but you can get like discounts."
Yeah.
This guy in class, he said, "I just looked it up and it says it's $15.
Ooh.
And it grinded my gears because I looked it up and it said $14.99. So I was right the whole time.
Yeah.
And the teacher, he said, "Huh, okay, give or take a penny." And I was like...
But you like knew though, because like, you've been there. You've been paying.
I know. I'm paying their bills. But I was just like, I could have said $15. Like, it's fine, but I'm just saying the exact.
Yeah.
Because, like, Hulu's $9.99.
Yeah.
And, like, I could just say $10, but it's not. I'm just giving you the exact price.
I thought college was going to be different. People are the same.
Yeah.
People are the exact same. They did not change one bit.
Yeah.
Like, literally the other day, we got in trouble in my biology class because we apparently don't have good grades in there. Because I made a 70 on my exam, and I was like, dang it, like I probably made like the worst grade in there. It was like a 30. I was like, hey, I'm happy. But we got in trouble, and everyone was like, nodding,
Mm-hmm.
We walk out of the classroom and everyone's like, I'm paying him. I'm paying him. I'm paying him. I'm paying
Oh my
his bills. I
gosh.
was like, oh my God. Whoa,
Yeah.
because people would say that in elementary school. I was like, technically we aren't. But they'd
Yeah.
be like, they're getting paid because like we're here to learn because they're teachers.
Yeah.
So people just ridiculing them. I was like, guys, maybe he is stupid. But I'm joking. But I was like, God, these people are really mad. Like it gave me like I was in middle school.
Yeah.
People still act the same. People aren't changing.
And another thing about college, so when you're in high school, junior high, whatever, if you show up every day and you do your homework, you're considered one of the smart kids.
Yeah.
In college, if you show up and do your homework, you're considered one of the smart kids. So it doesn't take much.
Yeah. And if you're like me, you don't show up sometimes.
That's all I gotta say.
You don't show up, but you're still eating. Just saying. I missed a quiz and I emailed him and said, can you open it? And he said, yes. I didn't have to give an excuse. And you know what? I made a 10 out of 10. So if I missed that Monday, guess what? I'm still on your level. Ha! Just
Okay.
letting you know.
Okay.
Let's not even argue right now because I have a super good grade in that class. Is my attendance like an 88? Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Not maybe, it is. But hey, I'm still living. I am still making it.
Okay.
And we barely learned anything in there in the first place.
Oh, wow.
Not like, and not in that way, but like, I'm not getting
In the sense that...
in the sense no, I feel like if I miss one day, my life's not gonna be ruined.
Yeah, that's true.
I had someone, not you. Because you might think it was you, but it's not.
Okay.
I had someone try to talk down to me because like I wouldn't go to my, I bragged pretty much. I don't know why I was feeling this type of way. I bragged that I didn't go to my, what's it called? Government class ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, God, I don't like whenever people brag that they don't go to class. I was like, would you go if there's no attendance taken and the whole lecture is recorded?
Yeah.
And there is no in-person assignments? Would you wake up at 7 and go every day at 8?
Yeah.
Just to sit there and do what you could do any time of the day?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't even have to take the notes on Monday. You could take them on Friday.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. You could sit there for 3 hours, take 3 hours of your day, and that's the entire week.
Yeah.
Sorry I didn't get up an hour earlier.
Yeah.
And guess what? I passed the class with an A.
There you go.
And I didn't go for 75% of the semester. And I went and took that final, and I made like an 85 on the final.
Okay.
And I ate. So quit.
This feels personal.
I'm sorry. People make a really big deal out of it. I know that I'm here to go, but if you're recording it, don't blame me for not going.
I will say if it's recorded and they post like the slideshow, like the PowerPoints and stuff,
and
I'm
there's
like,
no attendance.
yeah.
Why are you asking me to be there?
Yeah.
This might as well be an online class. My government should have been online. I don't know why it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's
I get where you're going with that.
Yeah. I am shamed on the daily.
By who?
My mom asked me, last time she did, I don't think she meant it this way, but she'd be like, how's class today? She has me on Live 360.
She knows.
And I would be like, okay, first of all, and then like, I'd go on my whole rant. And guess
she's so me because you won't show up to class and I'm like, wonder what you're up to.
Guess what I'm doing? Sleeping. And you know what everyone else is doing? At class.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm doing after? Getting the same grade as them.
Which honestly...
Not all the time, but
yeah.
Sometimes.
Which honestly, a lot of times, because I go to my classes like every day.
Yeah.
But like the one that we have together is the first of 4 classes that day. So I'm like, if I'm going to go to class for the other classes, I'm just going to go to all of them, you know?
If I miss, I'm going to miss like the first one.
Yeah, like if I had a break or something between, then I'd probably miss it more, but...
Yeah, that was me last semester at a break.
Okay, we need to get into this game.
Yeah. Okay. Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Grab a pencil and a piece of paper.
Woo!
We're playing Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
Yeah, we won't take up too much time, but I just miss playing games.
Yeah.
So, Kyra, are you smarter than a 5th grader?
No. Actually, I do think I am, but I'm not confident.
We'll see. Question number 1.
Okay.
What is the capital of Russia? Wait, do we have sound effects? Oh, yeah, we do. Do-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-dee-doo.
The Czech Republic. Dang it.
Moscow.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So you're not smarter than a 5th grader.
I'm not.
So far. Okay.
Okay.
What's my question?
Okay.
Are you picking a hard one to make me look stupid?
Yeah, because that one was hard.
No, it was the first one on here.
You might know this one, actually.
Okay.
I know this.
So you're saying if I don't know it, then you're smarter than me.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the closest planet to the sun?
God, I don't know. Mercury.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yay.
Mercury,
Venus,
Earth, Mars.
Oh my gosh, we're kind of close.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Global warming.
I can tell. It's hot in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
What is the tallest mammal on Earth?
Rhinoceros.
Kyra.
Giraffe. No.
Yes,
Oh.
a giraffe.
I thought a rhinoceros was bigger.
Taller?
Well, like bigger. I thought they were big and tall.
Let's just move on from that one because
It wasn't a bad answer. I said a big animal, so.
It said the tallest mammal.
Well, those are tall. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
Are you looking for a hard one?
Yeah.
I feel like, what if I get it right? Then what?
Then you're smarter than a 5th grader. Oh gosh, I ran out of questions.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, what was the name of the last queen of France?
Oh, God, I don't know. Marie Antoinette.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes. God, I'm good.
You're killing it.
I didn't even know that. It's the only queen of France that I know.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the hardest mineral?
Diamond. I just saw that on here.
Dang it. Would you have still guessed
No.
that? No. Well.
Hey. What state is the Grand Canyon located in?
Ooh, Arizona.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You're killing it.
I'm smarter than a 5th grader. Okay. I'm looking for one that isn't like... Okay, here we go. You'll get this one.
Okay.
Who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison.
Yes!
That one's on here, too.
You're smarter than a 5th grader.
I did know that, though. But still.
Okay, let's just do a couple more. I want to keep my streak.
Okay. Earth is located in what galaxy?
Oh, the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so good.
I think I'm giving you 2 easy questions.
Okay. Let me find one that's easy for you. That's stupid. Why would you know that? That's not easy either. Gosh, maybe these are harder than I thought. Here we go. What are the 3 states of matter?
Oh. Solid, liquid, gas.
Wow, good job.
Thank you. To travel from New York to London, you fly over which ocean?
Oh God, the Pacific.
No.
The Atlantic.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it.
You did not.
I got it.
You did not.
No, No, stop.
You did not. Yeah. Thank you.
Dang it. Okay. What type of animal? This is like kind of hard. Not really. What type of animal is a kangaroo?
A marsupial.
Yes. I love that word.
I do too.
Okay, one more.
Okay.
One more. Marsupial.
What is the French phrase we use to describe a scene we feel have experienced previously?
Oh, wait. Deja vu.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're smarter than a 5th grader. I'm not.
No, you're almost.
No, I'm not. It's fine.
Stop. I kind of
It's fine. It's fine.
I kind of feel bad.
It's fine. Just end the episode.
Okay. Stop.
Okay.
We have to do an outroduction.
Right.
Well, oh, wait. Did you hear that? Just say, Kyra, say yes.
Yes.
I think it was the bell. We need to get out of here.
Ring.
Ring, ring, ring. Bye.